அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். Today I am going to talk about part 3 of MMT. MMT, what we term it as modern monetary theory. How the modern monetary theory is placed in our society, in our world, in our country, how it is determined in various ways. What are the ways it has been used in our area, in our land. So there are so many things in this world. We have been moving around with the product what we require to have in our day-to-day affairs. There are so many things required to be fulfilled for our survival, our livelihood. So these are the things we are having such difficulty in the part of the world. So whatever we produce, whatever we have in the natural formation, in our land, in our surface, in our earth, it's entirely based upon the sustainability of the area where we live. The sustainability is required to be move around for our day-to-day livelihood. Now, all the other living things are in the same category. They will fulfill, they are fulfilled, they will do all sort of things in automatic, what they have in the cell formation, in the DNA and the RNA process, whatever they already we know, whatever the DNA, RNA, that is only the living things, how it requires to fulfill its food and other habitated livelihood. But the human being is slowly and steadily recently developed its organs, its body movement, its mind development, the basic things what we have in our memory, in section neuron directions, how is it focused. These are the things we are in a position to get the things with the accumulations what we have in our hand, how we are going to distribute for our survival as long as we live and for the future generations for the human beings. But no other animals or any other living things will not save or will not invest for their livelihood for a long time. But we as a human being, we try to focus more on the livelihood as on date to the future. These are the things we are facing ever since our human civilization is formed, with the periodical gathering of the materials, gathering of the moral aspects. So already we know that moral aspect is maximization of regulating average level of our circumstances. Wherever we live, that ecological aspects or economics prospects is completely based upon the environmental where we live. So we should consider the qualitative of our cell formation, plant, animals, even all the other livelihood. Along with the same process, we as a human being to contribute our quantitative analysis. So the quantitative analysis is the balance for our livelihood. So if you take the measurement of anything, the balance is there to regulate the both sides of the balance equal at the circumstances. The same way, whatever we possess for our livelihood, as long as we live in our life cycle, we should have some basic employability for our survival. Employability in the sense, ever since we form as an embryo in the mother's womb, it tries to develop on its own accord for a careful circumstances, up to the careful circumstances. with the care and guidance of the parenthood and other relatives and other general persons, we have to face all sort of difficulties in our day-to-day life for our survival with the basic qualitative, quantitative measurement of food and other things. Along with that, the moral aspects, maximizing of regulating average level of regulate our life circumstances with the ecological and economical aspects also. In this thing, we are considering as a value. So the value, what we consider value added level until existence for our survival, for our moral aspects first. The moral aspects in the sense we take the responsibility of holding the things and all the physicals and the other aspects in the other side. So that whenever the balance is there, it should to equally points to the balanced level at the top and it on a particular event, on a particular date, on a particular circumstances. It may or may not go uneven at all the time, but we try to focus maximizing our quantitative, qualitative aspects for our livelihood. In the sense, we are going to uh, chart a list of theory for this our livelihood, for our survival, a chart a list that is called measurement of numerical enablement for your assessment, for your regularity. So whatever we consider the money, it's only name what we assign for the products, what we get, what we use, what we get from them, what we use from that. The product, what we get is responsibility of holding the product and try to distribute to the product in accordance with the monetary aspects that is based on the quantitative and qualitative aspects also. So there's a practices qualitative also should be there. The quantitative is only for the name, not be assigned to the money for monetary theory aspects. But in practice, it may or may not balance at a time. At a time, when prescribe the value, it's simply the added value added. That's what we consider visibly added level until existence. It goes on this sustainability certificate what we assign in the name of money. So the sustainability chart a list, if we consider our history of our human being, just we name the coin, we name the money. We, as a human being, wherever we live, even in Greek or France, German, or in the olden days, they fix in accordance with what they try to get the things and try to provide the things, whatever they provide. It's distributed evenly accordance with the nomenclature what we as a human being assigns. So that's what the money, the term is used for getting the things to distribute in accordance with the value. So that's what the balance is always. When we measure the balance, as we say, only at a particular time, at a particular date, at a particular event, the transactions happening. So just we assign the name for that. So it's what they call it in different terms, Chartalist theory, Chartalist theory of money. So Chartalist theory of money is only analyzing the favorable mixed distributions. So whenever it's mixed in the name of coin, paper, or in now it's digital form is, so it's measured for economical aspects as well as it's to be measured in the ecological aspects also. So it should consider the social and the economic balance is also there in the balance for measuring the both sides of the value at a time. That is whatever the balance is available for our survival, for our regularity. When it is having huge quantity That quality should also maintain for the maintenance up to the bottommost level of people. So the money is just a namesake we use. The evaluation is largely consistent of the sustainability only, the quantitative and qualitative analysis. So we should take some more steps for monetary measurements. The Chartalist theory is assigned for valuing the status of the money. That's the only legal tender. The legal tender already we consider it's a literary enabled, gathered, actual, limited things. It's a literal, that's only limited. So when the legal aspect is there, only limited aspects it covers its status in the name of vision at a level until its existence. It's only money is vision at a level until existence is derived from its status at the present moment, at the exact moment. So it may vary in accordance with the value of it, what we designed. So that's what the government takes, whoever rule the country, they takes the responsibility of holding the money and they determine the government. That's what the fiat government, they says for economic activity through taxes is what we use as a money. So we just to pay whatever the products we get and we just to pay the money. Also, they take the responsibility of providing the money with them. What the employability we have in our areas, in our locality, in our land, in our area. So whatever the responsibility we take that all our economic activities are determined. It's through the taxation, through the monetary value, through the debt also sometimes that what the government determines the public debt and all the other things, just fixing in advance to the people and provide the money value to the people and impact the people will pay through the tax in the form of the product, what the product and services, what they use for the day-to-day administrations for their family members, for their livelihood, for their survival. So the simply printing is too much money is inflationary, or that's it, printing of money or printing of anything in quantitative manners. They will ease it, but they will not get the what the value just it's having in our vision, that is vision added level until existence. Prior to the quantitative easing methods, what the present government somewhere it's used, it's only nomenclature, numerical sense. It's not at all accepted during the COVID period. It's not at all valued. It's not at all considered at the time of COVID periods. We understand the basic of it, so that printing too much money is inflationary. Printing money will not value such a critical period during the any kind of uneventful happenings. So it's not at all expected within our memory. So it's not at all when we not to worry about those things, it will come back in various formations with the trouble also. So print money, when we not to worry about the value what it's present, but we should take the step to the people and provide the surplus matter, whatever is available. And the people should also take care of everything and come out of the boundary level and try to come out with the physical commodities, with the moral responsibility. So last 100 years, whatever is linked to for our survival, it's available in the form of food and other products and services, what we require for our day-to-day affairs, for day-to-day living. So that is most important for our Chartalist theory of anything and everything. So that's what the Chartalist theory in modern monetary system is just a legal tender status that fiat money was created by the government to control the economic activity by ensuring demand for money through taxations. It's levied and taxation what the ruling government will take the responsibility of holding the things what in the form of taxation of visit distributed to the bottommost level to the highest level people. That is the basic concept for having public debt, whatever the deficit is available, whatever the surplus is available, first to distribute to the bottommost level to the higher level peoples. That's the determinations of handling the money, paying the taxes by the upper level people to the bottommost level is the periodical distribution of everything and everything what they hold in their surplus in the form of any Chartalist theory, Chartalist theory, and the Chartalist money what they possess. So, and there are so many critics based upon in that chart in the previous 100 years, in the demand money had been linked to physical commodities, even up to that level, whatever is found new technical method in the farming sectors, in the industrial sectors, in the service sectors, should be useful for the bottommost people first, and try to bring up the other social, business, economical activities, covering the people of the lowest level of people, and the sustainability for the ecological aspects should also take into consideration for breathing and for living all kinds of people in the world as a human being. With this, just I conclude my speech on this in the Chartalism. Notice Chartalism is just, it defines money as a creation of the government that derives its value from its status as legal tender. Its money is valuable in use because government require that you pay taxes on that money. So it's owing, you take the responsibility whenever you see the currency or anything, we take the responsibility of holding it to hand over to valuable product. That is the money value that we should realize for our livelihood. This is just a Chartalist theory value is practicing. We practice the theory of Chartalist money. We should practice in practical, updated level for our livelihood from the top level people to the bottommost level. The distribution of the holding of 90% of the people, those who are having 1%, 1 to 10%, they are having higher status of whatever they have in the form of any kind of things. It should be at least up to the 50%. It should cover the what they possess, the 90% of the holdings, whatever they have it in the commodities in our life cycle. At least we take the responsibility of holding. The Chartalist theory also should take the responsibility of holding and to have the practice of holding the money to the value what it has in the form of economical. It should consider also the ecological aspects also. So this just I conclude the monetary theory and practice. It should focus more on ecological value rather than the monetary value is just the balance at the time what we require to have. And when we take the responsibility of holding it, the balance, it may or may not be equal, but it should have just above the 50% what they have in the more at one place, what they should distribute to the bottommost level to the balance, the equal balance should try to focus the balance moment at any circumstances. So the balance is more important for having moral and value of money. With this, just I conclude what I know a little bit on the monetary theory and the Chartalist theory of money. With this, I conclude my talk on MMT. Thanking you for listening this.